everyone, and welcome to Bree's Project Book. Today I will be doing the third video for my kitchen organization series, Lids, Pots, and Pans. And what you're looking at is the set of pots in my home housewarming gift, and it's in this glass cabinet that I thought would display very nicely. What you see inside those pots are my grapes, because I said that my kitchen is in a grape theme. I may have mentioned it when I did the refrigerator organization. But this cabinet is in the center of the baking zone, and this cabinet here that I haven't went over yet, and that is where my white dishes are. So let's get started. Now I use these pots and pans for the holidays. They only get used maybe once or twice a year, because I like to keep them in the pristine condition that they're in now, and they're very special to me because they were given to me by my mom for a housewarming gift. So I wanted to keep them in good condition as possible. On the top shelf there is a skillet on the left side and a large pot on the right side. The second shelf is a small saucepan and top. On the other side is a smaller saucepan, I guess you could say, with two handles on the side. You can use this not for just sauce, but for stir frying or creating a casserole dish or whatever. That can go there. The third shelf is another large saucepan. It has a strainer on the top there. You can see I just love this set because I think it's so nice. Thank you, Mom. And it has a little hose there to strain, I guess, spaghetti or water from your dish. Here is another pot with lid, and the big pot here for larger cooking has a strainer also on the top of the lid that I love, with a black handle, because you know metal like this, they get pretty hot, so I like the little black handle that covers the metal parts of the pots. And on this side, I love this. This didn't come with the set, but this came with QVC. You can cook all kinds of little small dishes in this little pot here. It's very, I would say, different because you can do sauces in this pot. You can do small little meals in this pot for one person. It's really nice. Let's see, can I get a close-up look? There we go. And you can see it's not that big. And then the handle on the side there is a very cute little pot. We got it from QVC, and I thought it would look nice in the cabinet with my mom's pot that she gifted me. Okay, so that's it for this set of pots. Now I'll show you my everyday pots and pans. Okay, these banks of cabinets, below cabinets I should say, is my island, and this is where I keep my pots, pans, and lids, all except for this small cabinet here, which I will show you on the next video on my kitchen organization series. But this cabinet here is where I keep my very large pots. This under cabinet here, these two cabinets is under the actual stove top, and that's where I keep my pots and lids. And this drawer here is where I keep the rest of my pans. So I will start on the far right hand side. Here is where my large pots and pans are. The first thing I want to mention is not everyone has this kind of room just for their pots and pans. So I didn't have to nest my pans and my pots, and that means actually stacking them inside one another. I don't like doing that because it's damaged the coating that's inside the pots and the pans. So since I have a lot of room in my island for my cooking utensils, I decided to make it easy accessible by setting all the pots and pans on the shelf themselves. That would be easily to grab. So, but if you don't have this kind of room, by all means, please nest your pots, the ones that you don't use all the time, and maybe you can be able to place them, the ones that you use every day, on the shelf to make it easy accessible. This cabinet, like I said, it houses all my huge pots and my large pan. The top shelf there is a very, very large fryer. This is where I do all of my big frying or big mixing of vegetables. The handle is really long, so I was very fortunate that it actually fits there. Below are my two roasting, or I wouldn't say roasting, but my two pots. I have the very large one in the back, and then the next size in front, because this is the one I use on a regular basis. The one in the back is for large cooking, but since it's just my husband and myself, we only use this one here. This cabinet is below the stove top here, and of course there's not going to be that much room because of the piping and the cords and things of that nature. So I may do with my space. That's another tip. Arrange your pots and pans around the space that you need. Create a space if you have to by putting shelves in here. They do have those shelf racks that you can stack your pots without nesting. I think those are a great idea. It just so happened that the limited space I have in here, I couldn't use those for the pots. I would have loved to. But anyway, like I said, this is where the lids are. And these pot and pan and accessories down here are cooking tools for my husband when he uses to cook his breakfast. He has designated pots and pans to cook his breakfast because, of course, he's not one of those very neat cookers. So grease and food and everything gets all baked into the pot. So I designate these especially for him. So let's start on this side. This is where my lid organization is. And it's one of those things that you pull out and it stores all of my lids. I got this from Lowe's and it was only $50. It was a great buy. It's about 7.5 or 7.25 inches, just the right size that I needed to nest in between the pipe and the wall there. And it fits perfectly. All of my lids here to all of my pots and pans actually fit on all of this rack here. I think it fits about 6 or 7 lids. And like I said, I got that at Lowe's. These pots that I'll be showing you in the pans, they were a gift for a housewarming several years ago. And they came in a box deal. I'm not quite, no, let me correct that. That's not true. I bought these pans and pots at the PX. PX is a department store for the military that's on base. And it's called American Pots and Pans. It's a lifetime warranty. It's on the same style as your top of the line pots and pans. I can't think of the name of the pots and pans that I'm talking about, but you know what I mean once you look at them. They have that iodized coating on the side here, and the very nice hardware that keeps the lids on. I love that, and especially for the hardware for the handle here. See all that grease? That's my husband's cooking. And you can see the hardware there, and it keeps the handle right where it is supposed to be, and that's what I like about these pots, and it's a lifetime warranty. And like I said, those pots and pans and bowls here is what my husband used when he cooks his breakfast or what have you. So that's easy accessible for him. And that's it for the lids and the everyday breakfast pots my husband used. So let's move on to the rest of my pans. This drawer is where I keep all the rest of my pots and pans. I thought it was a great way to store all of my pots and pans without having to be nesting. This pot here is the only one that's actually sitting on top of a flat fryer, or a griller, I should say. And since I don't use the griller that much, it was okay to sit on top of it. And this is where I keep my everyday cooking pans, in this drawer. I thought this was a great idea to do. They're right there where I can grab them, and I don't have to shuffle pots and pans around to get a hold of them. I hate those pots that the pot is still good or the handle has fallen off because of the hardware is not good on them and it falls out, or they turns. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so that is the end of the series for my kitchen organization video 3, lids, pots, and pans. Stay tuned for my part 2 video that'll be coming up soon for the party that I was giving for the ladies' night. Stay tuned for that. Until the next video, my friends, have a nice day. Smooches.